So you just got your first ultra-wide angle lens, and here are some tips on how to use it and get some great results. Let's start by defining ultra-wide. Lenses with focal lengths wider than 28mm on a full-frame system are considered ultra-wide angle lenses, and they can range from 25mm to 10mm and everywhere in between. Now, we won't be covering fisheye lenses in this video. They're really just another version of ultra-wide angle lenses, but significantly more distorted, particularly for creative effect. Let us know in the comments below if you would like to see a video on that though. Most ultra-wide angle lenses have distortion, and while this can be an aesthetic decision, here are some ways to reduce unwanted distortion. Number one, keep the camera level. Once you start tilting the camera up or down, you'll start noticing some distortion. However, this is more so important in landscapes where their lines need to be completely straight. In most landscape scenarios, there will be distorted lines as it is, so really just having the horizon level will be your best bet. Number two, keep an eye on the distance to objects. Oftentimes, being too close to an object can make the distortion really obvious, so try moving in or out to see which works best. There's also keystone distortion, which is more so in architectural photography, but this can make structures appear as if they are tilting, usually because the photographer has to tilt the camera off level in order to get everything in frame. For the most part, this can be corrected in post-processing, but some photographers choose to use tilt-shift lenses for this reason. Landscape photography with ultra-wide angle lenses can provide some incredible and unique images, mainly because of how much of the scene you can fit into one photo. But you can also get some interesting perspectives by getting low to the ground or framing the scene with other foreground elements around the lens. This would otherwise be difficult to capture with standard focal lengths. One of the best parts about ultra-wide angle lenses and landscape photography is you can frame elements around your entire scene to really tell the full story. For this instance, we have this massive mountain in our background, and that's framed by this massive cave that I otherwise wouldn't be able to get with maybe some closer focal lengths, and it really tells the story of Zion National Park here. Portraiture and ultra-wide angle lenses may not always be a great combo unless it's a very specific look you're going for. Subjects too close to the lens can look a little fisheye, and subjects too far can look very tiny. Also, you won't be able to get a nice shallow depth of field unless the subjects are fairly close to the lens. With that said, intentional portraits with an ultra-wide angle lens are definitely possible and can present some really interesting results. Ultra-wide angle lenses typically have a bulbous front element, making ordinary filters incompatible. Two alternatives are rear lens filters or a square filter kit. As the name suggests, rear lens filters can be placed behind the lens and are only compatible with some lenses. However, square filter kits, on the other hand, are placed on the front of the lens and are compatible with square and some rectangular filters. This is great for adding neutral density, polarization, or other common photography filters. Here are a few takeaways to keep in mind as you explore with your new ultra-wide angle lens. Use the tripod and the bubble level to ensure your camera is level when using an ultra-wide angle. Many cameras have a leveling display built into it to help with this as well. If some distortion makes it into the final photo, try to compensate for it in post-processing by using tools like the lens correction and upright perspective correction in Lightroom or Photoshop. When choosing a composition, be sure to choose a prominent subject in the image to draw viewers in. Otherwise, the eye tends to wander around such a large view. Find a good balance between getting too close to a subject and the distortion that may result in getting too close. Avoid having people on the edges of the frame, especially if they're your friends and you want to keep it that way. This is because the edges tend to have even more widening distortion. Congratulations again on getting your first ultra-wide angle lens. So many exciting photographic opportunities to explore. If you have any questions about what we covered in this video, drop those in the comments section down below. My name is Matt, and thanks for watching.